The Aggies, the Jazz, the high schools. If it's the sport you care about, we're talking about it. The Full Court Press on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
Happy Friday, everybody. Eric Frandsen, Ajay Salveson, Full Court Press. I know it feels like kind of an extended holiday weekend for a lot of people, but we're still here. Hope you enjoyed your 4th of July. Hope you got plans for the weekend. We'll recap some things that happened yesterday, some things going on today, and some things happening this weekend as well. Ajay, I saw you had all 10 fingers intact. You didn't blow any of them off yesterday.
Thought about it. I definitely thought about it.
Did you do a big fireworks show?
No. I was stuck in Bear Lake from morning till late night, and then came home, had a Subway, went to bed. I kept it short and sweet. See, here's the thing. Fireworks are cool. They are. And the Freedom Fire here, is it Freedom?
Yeah, Freedom Fire.
Yes, I said it right this time.
Yes,
the last time you guys just, you and Rod, okay, here's another thing. Before we go on about Freedom Fire, you and Rod have been bullying me lately.
What?
A lot.
No, we haven't.
Yes, I have. Yeah, you have.
No.
All right, Rod, if you're listening, which I know you are because this is your favorite show, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., you need to quit. Eric's going to have to pay you no matter what. You don't need to kiss up to him, all right? You don't need to laugh at me just because Eric's laughing at me. You can defend me. All right, enough said about that. Anyways,
nobody knows what in the world you're talking about.
Well, that's fine, as long as you know, and as long as Rod knows. That's all that needs to know. So
we were just talking about Ajay's affinity for small people in fantasy movies.
Okay, that's not going to work out well on the air. Great, now your dad's going to come sprinting in here, tell us to get off the air. We're all going to get canned. Congratulations.
We learned that there was like a wizarding convention.
Hey, that leads us to our breaking news. Breaking news, everybody. We are thrilled to announce that the Salt Lake City has been honored to host the 2021 Quidditch World Cup.
That's amazing.
That is an absolute honor for Salt Lake City. We are thrilled. Obviously, Quidditch is a big thing around the world. All right.
In the movie.
Well,
those movies that they made.
We watched the video. We saw the crowd, the press, the media, Sports Illustrated. Everybody was there. It's huge. And now we get to host the Quidditch World Cup. It'll be at Pioneer Park.
So who will you be dressed up as when you go?
I'm gonna go as Darlidge. The scoring. Well, there's Darlidge, and then there's
Darlidge.
Darlidge, and then Bruno, Bruno the Boozer or the Bruiser.
Are you going to dress up?
He probably is a boozer too, but he's also a bruiser.
Yellow outfits.
That's what I'm saying. He's the snitch. He's the bully. He's the bruiser. Bruno. I think he's going to have a huge hand in that. He's going to have to really be physical. Did you see the part of the video where he's beating up the girl with the stick or whatever?
The story about the World Cup or the U.S. Quidditch World Cup, it is coming to Salt Lake in 2021. That is real.
And so was everything else we just talked about. There is a bruiser.
Whether Ajay dresses up or not is still to be determined.
No, I'm going to go with Bruno.
But when we heard the story, when we read it, we're like, this is a thing? I've heard of people occasionally playing Quidditch up on the quad up at Utah State, but I didn't really know what that meant. And so you were looking up some video, and man, people really get into this.
Oh, dude, it's huge.
This is a very physical sport.
I mean, when the team won the World Cup, the guy said it's one of the greatest experience of his life ever. to win the Quidditch World Cup. Now, here's my question. As the bruiser or the snitch, okay, because you are running with brooms in between your legs, and yes, you are. If you don't believe me, Google it right now while listening to us. You are running with a broom in between your legs.
They said it's a combination of rugby, dodgeball, and tag.
So, and it's co-ed, by the way. It is co-ed. That's another thing. So why don't you just take the broom, and cheap shot somebody?
So, yeah, people running around on these with sticks between their legs, throwing a ball, trying to get it into these 3 different hoops. At some point, I don't know when this person appears on the field. Somebody shows up dressed in a yellow outfit with a weird sack hanging off their butt with a ball in there.
Oh, no.
It was really weird. Anyway.
Oh, shoot. And then, dude, and watching him go one-on-one with that one guy. Just like, he was like trying to slap his hands. And the guy was like, I was like, what is he reaching for? And you go, the sack. And I was like, what? Oh, shoot, dude.
Oh, shoot.
That's 8 minutes of our show that's gone by. I was like, what is he grabbing? He like the sack. I was like, what? I didn't know what the crap he was like. So if you want to go to Salt Lake 2021 Quidditch Olympics, they'll be hosted at Pioneer Park.
Is that where they said it was going to be?
No.
Oh.
But I'm just guessing.
Oh, my gosh.
You'll have quite the crowd there.
We weren't sure what we were seeing.
When the yellow shirt guy just like, what? And then like the girls
He's
on the ground.
pushing people down.
Dude, yeah. And
they're trying to come after him and reach around him.
From her. I was like, what are you doing? Let her get up.
It was really weird. Very physical. More physical than I thought.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, why don't you just take your broomstick and like cheap shot somebody when the ref ain't looking? I mean, the ref ain't gonna freaking see it.
Well, there's times where they're like,
I thought they were gonna get hit in the.
Well, they're running with a stick between their legs. Most of the time, one hand is on the stick.
Yeah.
But then they they need 2 hands, so they just squeeze it tighter and keep running.
And the way they're running, they're like tiptoeing across. Imagine having to go to the bathroom and you have to run somewhere to get there.
How is not serious bodily harm happening with this game?
Hey, what's that blue ball? We never figured out what the blue ball is for, though.
I don't know.
Well, I'm looking up a Harry Potter graphic. Yeah, I have no idea.
It's been too long since I
man,
those books. Anyway, so there's Quidditch going on. Well, in a few years. So that was news today. There's no. We were talking about this too, and we just got a sample of the ridiculousness of this Kawhi Leonard stuff just a few moments ago.
Oh, dude.
There's a report that someone thinks they may have seen the back of what might be Kawhi Leonard at a coffee place.
And then they're like,
it has reached
and then they
such heights of
and they bring it so dramatically, and then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, a 15-year-old is just won a Wimbledon match. All right, Fox Sports.
Right. I mean, come on. Well, let's talk about Coco Gauff.
I told you, though.
She's a 15-year-old and has the composure of a 25-year-old.
I told you this 4 days ago, Eric, that this would happen. That it's like, oh, wait, he's hopping on a yellow plane. That means he's going to the Lakers. Or, hey, we saw a plane drop in. We don't know who got off. But they did see Kawhi Leonard in the snack aisle. What the hell?
Oh, let's see who he's liked on his Instagram accounts.
Hold on. He got a red bag. He's got a red bag of Twizzlers. Toronto. It's all you guys.
Or is it the Clippers?
Oh, yeah. There you go. Wait, hold on. He picked up Lemonheads.
You know what might be fun?
It's the Lakers.
If this is all Kawhi just saying,
oh, dude, playing with it?
I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done with sport. But I just wanted to play this out just to see how ridiculous.
Yeah, him and his camper just having fun by now. Hey, listen, I'm going to pay for the gas. I want you to take an airplane. I want you to fly to L.A., stay there for about, 3 to 4 hours. I want you to get back in the airplane,
do
come
a quick
back
round
to
trip.
Toronto.
Right.
And then, by the way, will you make a quick pit stop? Hey, honey, will you go to Orlando and just walk around Orlando, just like around McDonald's for about 5 or 8 minutes? I want you to get back on the plane and fly back from Orlando back here.
And randomly pause by, like, stands for different, like, real estate places.
Yeah, there you
just to check out, what kind of high-end homes are in this area.
Hey, have some guy driving a really nice suit meet with you and go stand in front of a house that looks for sale. No,
just do a slow drive-by.
There you go. Or go stand in front of a green hill. There you go. Stand in front of a green hill for us and look that way. Now, someone take a photo.
So this is probably, I would imagine an announcement is probably going to be made tomorrow.
Dude, I don't know.
But we thought that announcement was going to be made 2 days ago.
Hey, wait, is there a rule? Help me, because I thought I read something on this. If he's going to go to the Lakers, he has to announce by like tomorrow night at 6 or something before that trade goes through of Anthony Davis. I was reading something like that here, and where is it? Hold on.
Well, Kawhi Leonard is under no deadline, but the Lakers
are. Yeah, but the Lakers are, though.
Right, because if they're not going to get Kawhi, then they need to figure out what else they can get. And so if you're not the Lakers, if you're not the Clippers, and to some degree even the Toronto Raptors, they're all like, we're kind of like being held hostage here until he makes a decision. And people that we'd like to go get as potential replacements for him, they've all been called for by now.
So Nick Wright tweeted out, and I'm not a fan of Nick Wright. I think he's garbage. But he had tweeted out, if Kawhi doesn't decide by Sunday, he could be de facto eliminating the Lakers from running because they can only sign him, being Kawhi, before they trade for Anthony Davis. And I'd imagine the Pelicans Hawks expect that deal to get done by the end of this weekend at the latest. But then someone of Sports Illustrated tweeted out, since I'm getting this question in volume, if Kawhi's decision goes longer than July 6th, which is Sunday, I'd expect the Lakers to wait. Saturday. I'd expect the Lakers to wait on executing the AD trade until he decides. Not much everyone can do about that. Pels have since agreed to move the pick to Atlanta with Solo then to Memphis, etc. So
that could cause a lot of chaos because they have to undo not just what they did, but what other teams have also done.
Yeah.
So, wow. Serious ripple effects going on there.
My question is this. Now, I know I've already mentioned it. It's going to make me sound like I'm kind of being hypocritical of it, but I said before that, Kawhi deserves as much time as he needs to make this decision, which I still stand by. But Eric, we're at July 5th by now, man. Like, what the? You met with the teams. You know what's on the table. You know what's at stake. You know what team has to offer. You know what the teams look like roster-wise. What are you waiting for?
All right, he's topped Gordon Hayward.
Well, no, Gordon Hayward. No. Wait. Are you just talking about the wait?
Just in how long it's taken him.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you. Okay,
as far as the drama for one particular city,
Gordon matched that.
We discussed this earlier this week. The difference is that Toronto hasn't been invested in Kawhi Leonard for his entire career.
Yeah.
They had him on a one-year loaner, which they knew. They only had him for 1 year officially. They didn't know what else he was going to bring them. So it's not like they've had this, 7-8 years of emotional investment in a guy.
No, you're right. Absolutely right. What? What was I just going to ask you after that? I was going to ask you something. I don't remember. Anyways, Kawhi, the thing is we're getting to the point of, it's July 5th, man. And I really don't know if he's undecided or if he's just waiting to make a decision for a certain situation, maybe to get family together, to tell them their decision face to face.
You wanted to say, look, I want to spend July 4th cooking hot dogs and hamburgers and watching the parade and fireworks, and I don't want to be bothered
unless
with
you're in
all
Toronto, it's not going to matter.
That's right. That's not going on.
Yeah.
There.
So, but maybe he's just gathering family to let them know face to face, hey, this is what I'm doing, especially if he's leaving. to get him face-to-face. Hey, this is what I'm doing. This is the decision I've made. Otherwise, I'm not sure what he's waiting for by this point. He's met with all the teams. Like I said, met with the teams, knows the rosters, knows what's on the table from each team. And by the way, if he's financially concerned, if he stays with the Raptors for 2 more years, he gets the veteran supermax, assuming he's a All-NBA player in 2 years, which would heighten his contract to over $230 million. I'm thinking $241 million range now at this point, assuming that the CBA moves up the salary cap, which would, of course, move up his contract. So yeah, 240. I mean that's in stupid money right there. And so maybe he's thinking about that if he stays in Toronto. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question, because otherwise money is pretty well equal no matter what for the short term. Maybe for the long term, there's a chance it could be more in Toronto. But maybe that's part of the consideration too, with injury history and concerns about as he gets older. He wants to have that guaranteed money that's going to be coming to him. So who knows? Who knows?
Do you get? I mean, hypothetically, just play this hypothetical game with me here. If he doesn't announce till like Monday, I mean, he waits it out through the weekend, Saturday and Sunday with nothing. I mean, I was seeing a list of somebody who tweeted out the top 15 free agents left to sign. The list is so low that Trey Lyles is on it. I mean, that's where we're at now.
Right. The pickings are very, very slim.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're the Lakers, if you're the Clippers, especially the Lakers, they still have a roster to fill out.
Yeah.
They have no depth. Zero depth.
Yeah. That's the thing.
They still have a lot of moves they need to make.
If the Lakers don't get Kawhi, who's the biggest loser? Well, okay. You all ask it this way because it might make sense and it may not. But who would be the biggest loser in your eyes? And I'll tell you why I've asked this. Lakers or the Knicks?
Lakers or the Knicks?
Yeah, if the Lakers lose out on Kawhi, who's the bigger loser? Lakers or Knicks?
If the Lakers lose out on Kawhi, I'm trying to figure out why the Knicks are even part of the discussion.
Because, and hear me out, Knicks already messed up the roster, right? I mean, they didn't go after Kawhi because they want to say another, just in embarrassing reasons in itself. But if the Lakers don't get Kawhi, as you said, they have no depth at all because they sat on a guy for 3.5, 4 weeks now. I think we're about there. And not only that, they're in the Western Conference, which, by the way, is still seriously loaded. Golden State, Utah right now is your favorite, which is mind-boggling, man. It doesn't even feel comfortable to say right now to you. New Orleans is good. Really, really, really
I think
good.
New Orleans is getting better.
Portland is still really
Portland's
good.
Still good. Oklahoma City is still good.
You see where I'm going. If the Lakers don't get Kawhi, they didn't get to fill out their bench. They don't have any depth, and they're still in the Western Conference, which is still really good and competitive, which means the Lakers, there's that slight chance that they still don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think still with LeBron and Anthony Davis, you've got a good...
Yeah, and Kuzma.
2 great players. Kyle Kuzma is no slouch.
Yeah.
So that's a combination, I believe, that's good enough to get you to the playoffs, regardless of who else is around them.
Really? Okay.
But are they a contender? No.
I say no way. I say no way.
You don't know who the other starting. You don't know the whole starting 5 is yet.
Well,
let alone.
Well, and then the
depth.
playoffs and that down the stretch, that final, and you know this, Eric, because
those guys aren't going to play every minute of every game. They're not going to play every game of the season either. So there's going to be times where there's only going to be one guy on the court, if that. The Lakers, they can't figure that out. They're not going to be a home court playoff team.
Well, and Eric, you've seen the NBA game long enough. You know that that final 20-game stretch of the season, especially when you're fighting for a playoff spot, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, is exhausting.
Yeah, it's killer.
Because, I mean, you're playing every single minute to try to get back in there.
It's all about positioning
and
at that
then
point.
you got to turn around and play one of the best 16 teams in the NBA, one of the best 8 teams in your conference, and you got to go a full 7 maybe with them. And then it's a 7-game series the next series, and it's the same thing. And so it gets exhausting. You run out of energy quickly. And for the Lakers, you need a bench, and right now they don't have one at all. That is at least going to be semi-productive out there on the court for you.
Yeah, but how do the New York Knicks factor into your question?
Because even though the Knicks didn't get anybody, they still have a semi-starting lineup, but they're in the weak Eastern Conference. I'm assuming that Kawhi would have... Well, never mind. I guess that'd be if Kawhi stayed in Toronto. So, I mean, you got Boston, Philadelphia, Milwaukee, and Toronto. That's it. 4 teams who are actually legit contenders for an Eastern Conference championship. Everyone else is just fluff.
Yeah, I think Brooklyn will be better. I mean, they made the playoffs last year. Will they be a contender?
They're still not a contender, though.
I don't think so.
They're still going to fall in that 6 to 8 range.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They may be in that 4-5 range, fighting for home court. So there's still a lot to be determined in the next few days, because whatever he decides, then those other teams will have to be, whoever doesn't get him will be forced to make some pretty frantic phone calls to whoever is left in the free agent pool to make things happen. There may be some more trades, too. Hey, we missed out on trying to get Kawhi, so plan B is to go find somebody else. We have to give up something to get that person, but if they want to be serious, if they don't get Kawhi, what other moves do they make to still be considered a serious team in which respective conference that they're in, Eastern or Western? So, yeah. The drama continues. There's no decision yet.
So, okay, never mind. All right. And it's just amazing. It's just amazing that, it's just killing the media. Well, I mean, it's killing the media in Toronto. It's killing the media on ESPN, on Fox, in California especially. That they're like, oh yeah, he's announcing tomorrow. It's today. Still nothing there. Well, that must mean that he's doing this. In fact, my sources say that I'm hearing 99.9%. It's just a joke, man.
It is a joke. And maybe this is all him just playing this game.
Yeah, and well, what game is he playing though? Like, what means to an end is there in playing this game though?
Just to illustrate the ridiculousness of people trying to guess what goes on in his head.
Is that Kawhi though? Because if it is, then he's a bigger drama queen than we ever thought he was.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Or is he? I mean, give me a percentage, okay, between playing with the people and the media, or, I mean, honestly, not being decided yet of which team he should go to.
I think it's probably more the latter. Much more the latter.
You don't think he knows yet, huh?
I think that he's wanted to take a slow, deliberate approach.
Yeah. I mean, what if
he wants to? I think he wanted to see the moves that other teams were going to make.
But we're there.
And he wanted to see what they were going to do, how they would be positioned, and how he would fit into all of that.
Huh.
So I maybe. Who knows?
That's the thing, is that we don't know. And then I think that's, and we don't, because usually like with LeBron, with Kevin Durant, with, a lot of other free agents, we kind of had an idea, and guys were, Chris Broussard, who is, his sauces, they told him stuff, and we kind of had an idea of where they were going. This one, no one has a flipping clue.
No one. Give him credit for having a pretty well locked down group.
Yeah.
It says no leaks. We want to keep this very close to the vest, and we don't want information.
We don't even know who's in his group, man.
We don't. Those in the know who they are, but yeah, they're keeping very quiet, to their credit. Because there's times where they will purposely leak information to try to
leverage
position people against each other, right? Just to see who comes out with a better deal. But they've been playing it very different tactics.
And that's the craziest thing, is that they've been actually, to be able to do that in this world, in this day and age of social media frenzy, cameras, phones, whatever, you name it, they've been able to keep it shut. I mean, like, oh yeah, he's in Toronto, and like, it doesn't mean jack. And I mean, you look on Twitter, you type in Kawhi Leonard in the search bar, and it's honestly 50% of sources are like, yep, he's going to the Lakers, and the other 50 are like, no, he's actually going to the Raptors. It's a 2-year deal, yada, yada, yada. And the other side's like, well, and Chris Carter's like, well, it's not a 2-year deal. I've been told he doesn't want to sign one. Chris, you don't know, man. Unless you got, like, friends in, like, if someone has a source that is within the camp of Kawhi Leonard, that is some seriously good relationship. That's what's amazing. I don't know.
All right, there were some interesting things that happened yesterday on the 4th of July. Some really interesting baseball games. Baseball on the 4th of July, it's an American pastime. It's a great tradition. And there were some really good games that took place, and pretty exciting things that didn't relate to throwing the ball or hitting the ball. Some manager stuff on the sidelines, and a pretty dramatic comeback in one of those games. And we'll also look at our Pick 6 coming up, for things we think might happen this weekend. And speaking of big things going on this weekend with the FIFA Women's World Cup and the CONCACAF Championship, both taking place on Sunday. Team USA in both. We'll talk about those things and more coming up on the Full Court Press.
The Full Court Press on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
Here's the 1-0, and is swinging a fly ball toward left field, slicing back toward the wall, to the track, to the wall, and gone! It is out of here. Marco has done it again. An opposite field home run, and the Red Sox have taken the lead 8-7.
Red Sox with a big come-from-behind win, beating the Blue Jays 8-7. Marco Hernandez coming in late in the game, providing the game winner. They almost gave it up. Red Sox have had so many blown saves this year, but they were able to get some enough run support to make it work for them yesterday. That was one of the great games that took place on the 4th of July. Another one, which was pretty interesting, between the Cardinals and the Mariners. Another close game on the 4th of July.
The 2-2 delivery again to Edman. That's hit hard, right side, base hit. Pass Gordon into right. 1 run scores. Here comes Bader. Play at the plate. He is safe at the plate. Bader slides into the back of the plate, just beats the throw, and the Cardinals take the lead. Edman comes through again.
They were able to take the lead and hold the lead as they beat the Mariners 5-4. And then there was another game that provided some interesting commentary and fireworks during the game. And this was the Chicago Cubs at the Pittsburgh Pirates. And the Pirates, through the whole series, have been throwing high and inside. And Joe Madden wasn't having any of that. Got on the field, caused a big dust up, got kicked out of the game. Shortly after that, the Chicago Cubs got on fire.
Now the 1-1 pitch on the way to Contreras. Swung on, hit in the air to left field and deep. This ball's back toward the wall. It's got a chance. Gone. Long home run, Wilson Contreras. Cubs lead 4-2. A towering drive. It landed on that little walkway, and it was gone by plenty. Fair by maybe 30 feet and gone by about 60 for Contreras, his 18th. And the Cubs have a 4-2 lead. 51 RBIs for Contreras.
And the Cub bats did not cool off after that. They ended up winning the game 11-3. Ajay, did you get a chance to see? I know you were working a lot yesterday, but did you check in on any of those Major League Baseball games yesterday?
Yeah, I saw the highlights of the Cubs game actually after when I got home late that night. And the thing about what the Pirates were doing, the pitcher's only been one guy all year. So he was throwing inside to try, if you throw it outside on him, on Javi Baez, he's going to punch it out. Javi Baez has got such a great reach on his swing that he covers so much of the play with his bat. He's going to punch it for a double or even for a home run. So you're throwing inside to jam him on his at-bat, and it gets too close. And he actually looked at the pitcher and said, I'm good. But the guy that got hit in the head, who was it that got hit in the head? Do you know?
Wasn't it Bodie?
Was it Bodie? It was Bodie. Thank you. Again, it's just another high inside fastball that goes right off of him. And it's baseball, it happens. And with the bases loaded, they're not meaning to throw at him. Absolutely not. Again, it's high and inside. That's where they've been throwing it all day long. It wasn't like they just did it once at Baez. They were doing it all day long, and it gets him. I can see where Madden's coming from, but you also got to understand that, look, it's not they're not doing it. It's obviously they weren't doing it on intentional reasons.
Well, here's what Joe Madden had to say after the game about the Pirates. He called them out of control.
It was getting way too out of control, culminating in David getting hit in the head. I have no issues with pitching inside. I'm an advocate, but when you get that many pitches, not just that tonight, but it's been that way somewhat during the entire series.
Okay, so if it's been that way the entire series, know what's coming. Make an adjustment. Because Bodie was crowned.
So you back your guys off the plate?
Yeah, look.
They keep throwing it high and inside. They're coming right at them. They're throwing right at the guys.
Then you take just take a couple steps, away from the line of the box, and then that extends your swing. Then it's like you're getting an outside pitch, and then they'll have to make adjustments. But if you make an adjustment in the box, they'll have to make an adjustment at the mound. The thing is the Cubs didn't make any adjustments on any of the batters. They just kept going to the exact same spot. If he stands, if Javi Baez, I know he would yell at me if I told him this, if he took 2 steps away from the catcher, or away from the plate, and create that outside edge that you love to have, problem solved. And now it's on the Pirates. If they throw to Javi Baez, who's now 2 steps further outside the plate, then we've got an issue.
That's true. And then it's evidence of what they're going after.
Sure, absolutely. Then you can absolutely claim that.
Style
but when you're sitting on top of the plate, yeah, and they're throwing inside, make an adjustment. So
there were other games, of course, but those were some of the more interesting and intriguing games that took place on the 4th of July.
Hey, so
only a few games left before they take the All-Star break.
Absolutely. So what? Well, I guess we talked about this on Monday. Yeah, I was just gonna see what the standings are like so far, but I guess we can wait till the halfway point. But
standings have to do with one of my pick six things, so we'll get into standings here. Oh, jeez,
can't wait.
Something else. So, Major League Baseball happening today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Then it takes a break. You got the Home Run Derby on Monday and the Midsummer Classic on Tuesday. And I'm looking forward to it, actually.
I am. I think the players look forward to it. That's a long first half of the season. They got a long second half of the season, plus the playoff stretch run and all that. I think those players are looking forward to it more than anything. The Midsummer Game or Classic is so much fun, and I've never been to it. I've never seen it in person. But you can see the players are having a lot of fun. But I think the players who are home and off from the All-Star break are absolutely fine with that.
Would you call the Home Run Derby, is that the most interesting skill competition over an All-Star weekend?
Yeah.
All-Star break in any sport? Because in basketball, you've got the three-point shootout, you got the slam dunk competition, you got the skills competition. Hockey has a skills competition.
I like the skills competition in the NBA. I don't think it's competitive enough, though. I don't think it's challenging enough. I think it's too casual. I like the Home Run Derby, and you could actually argue that that's not challenging enough. But I guess when you're facing the hitters that you're facing, then it makes it challenging. Bryce Harper, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., there's some challenge to that. I always used to love the quarterback challenge before the Pro Bowl. I was watching actually a couple classic episodes. I mean, there was one that had Manning, Breeze, Brady, Rivers. I think Jeff Garcia was in it too. I mean, those were pretty fun to watch. Brett Favre was in one with Manning. Who else was in there? There's a couple other. I think Brady was in it, and Michael Vick was in it as well. I mean, those were fun to watch. Like all the obstacles you had to go to, and then hit the ball with this target. Those were good. When I think about the NBA skills competition, the last one I actually watched was when Darren Williams went at it with Chris Paul.
Oh, that's going back a ways.
Yeah, but those were fun. Those were good, and those two were competitive.
There have been years where the slam dunk competition has outshined anything else that happened on All-Star Weekend for the NBA, and there's been times where it's been so boring it's not worth paying any attention to, and nobody can remember who won it.
I would go with the latter more than the former.
It used to be really, really exciting.
Yeah.
And I think it's lost some of its flavor.
So how do you get it back? So let me shoot with you this. Out of all the All-Star games, which one's the most exciting one to you? Pro Bowl, NBA, MLB?
NHL? Throw that in there too.
Do you actually watch the NHL All-Star game though, Eric?
No, I don't. But you excluded them. So I just want to make sure they get mentioned.
Oh, I'm going to exclude them because you don't watch them.
No, but I enjoy... I watched the NBA All-Star game, and I watched Major League Baseball All-Star game. I don't watch any other All-Star game.
Okay. So which one do you like more?
I tend to like the Major League Baseball one more.
Okay, so how can the other one improve?
I don't know. It's just the nature of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. And with the baseball...
Because it's not like in baseball, they're just goes like, all right, you're the starting pitcher.
Yeah.
You're an all-star pitcher. Well, but we just lob some easy, just groove some fastballs down there, and let's just, have everybody hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
I mean, pitchers aren't going to do that.
You know what I would love to see in baseball is a skills competition. Do like an infield skills competition.
Set up the old Fred McGriff's thing and put a bucket down a home plate. See if you can throw it into the bucket from the outfield.
About that. Holy smokes! Oh my gosh, man, that brings back memories. But you'll take like the starting infield from both American and National League and do like a skills competition. National League starting second baseman versus the AL. And then the same thing with the outfield. Skills competition, and you do it by point system. Infield of AL versus NL, outfield of AL versus NL. That would be kind of cool. I'd be actually okay with that.
Interesting. Yeah. We'll have the All-Star game coming up next week. We'll get a chance to see how it all plays out and maybe what could be done differently. I know they had that period of time there where whoever won their that league got to host the World Series, and so it meant something. They've gone away from that. I think there were good reasons and maybe not so good reasons to do that, but it's still I enjoy Major League Baseball All-Star Game. I never, very rarely ever tune in to the Pro Bowl.
I haven't watched that in years, and I mean in years.
Yeah. And I'm just really not into hockey, so I always miss the NHL All-Star Game. So, and I do pay attention to the NBA. Something else to pay attention to: the World Cup, FIFA Women's World Cup's coming up this weekend. Team USA versus the Netherlands. It's their first World Cup final that they've been in. And then the men play for the CONCACAF Gold Cup. That's going to be later in the evening. USA versus Mexico. These two teams have faced each other. This will be the 6th time facing each other for the championship. Mexico has won 7 CONCACAF finals over the years, and they're 4-1 versus Team USA. But here's the difference. This year, Team USA won it last time. They're the reigning champions. And this year, they've only conceded 1 goal through the whole tournament.
Yeah.
Mexico is still coming into this one highly favored. Can the men hold on Mexico's going to have, from what I understand, a more of an attack style. Team USA is more of a pack it in, defend the goal and get it on a counter. So it could be an interesting match on Sunday night. The U.S. women's national team, they've got a nice momentum going for them. They're winning in some pretty gritty games lately. Netherlands were able to knock off Sweden, which has been a powerhouse. So they're kind of a surprising team themselves that shouldn't be overlooked. So Sunday, I should say, Sunday could be a very interesting day for soccer for Team USA, both men and women involved in these championship games. Coming up next here in the Full Court Press, let's get into our pick six, shall we? 6 things that we think might happen this weekend. I always invite you to participate wherever you are as you're listening. Share or yell out your answers, what you'd like to do. Also write it up and post it on social media, and you can share your responses there as well. That's coming up next here on the Full Court Press.
The Aggies, the Jazz, the high schools, the Full Court Press on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
Eric Frandsen, Ajay Salvesen, Full Court Press on a Friday. Hope you had a great holiday yesterday. Some of you enjoying the long holiday weekend. Hope you're staying safe, having fun. Be careful out there. And some interesting things happening this weekend. CONCACAF Gold Cup is taking place. USA versus Mexico. U.S. men's national team doing well. They've only allowed 1 goal throughout the whole CONCACAF tournament. U.S. women's national team doing well in the FIFA Women's World Cup. They face the Netherlands for the championship on Sunday morning. You still got a few Major League Baseball games going on. You got the NBA Summer League, which get underway today. Big matchup tonight. The New York Knicks versus the New Orleans Pelicans.
The New York Knickerbockers.
Zion Williamson and RJ Barrett, former teammates, now going up against each other. Utah Jazz, we'll get into that as well. All 30 teams taking place in the tournament down in Las Vegas. And chance to see some of the new rising stars in the NBA. So with that being said, there are several different things taking place this weekend. That sets the stage for our Pick 6. We normally do it on on Thursdays, but because of the holiday, we moved it off to today. I pick 3 things. Ajay picks 3 things. The total 6 things we think might happen this weekend. And Ajay, since I won last week, I will let you go first so I can bring it home.
All right, well, I didn't do any studying for this because I just wanted to wing it. We're going to see if that works to break my schneid. What are you doing?
This is your Pick 6 music.
Why don't I get to pick my own Pick 6 music? Why do you get to pick it?
Because I have the controls.
Well, that's going to end quickly. All right. Well, since we've got Napoleon Dynamite music playing, the hell's going on?
Napoleon Dynamite.
All right, so here's my... Man, this is hard with this music. It's just... The crap are you doing? Dallas Keuchel on Saturday will be on the mound for the Braves. I think it's Saturday. I can't remember what day it is. It's either Saturday or Sunday. Anyways, he's on the mound. I'm going to say at the line 7.5 strikeouts over under.
7.5 strikeouts?
Yes.
Let's see. I have to verify to make sure because sometimes you think people are playing on certain days.
ESPN messed that one up. Oh, they play Sunday versus Miami.
Yes. On the mound against Trevor Richards.
7.5 strikeouts over under.
7.5 strikeouts?
Yep.
I'm going to take the under.
I'll take the over.
Okay.
Let's go Women's World Cup. You're talking about how, the great defenses that the women's and men's have displayed as of late.
True.
So, the U.S. women's will allow. Okay, Netherlands will score 1.5 goals. Over under.
Netherlands will score 1.5 goals.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the under.
As will I.
Okay.
And Kawhi Leonard will have his decision by 4 o'clock Mountain Time tomorrow. Over under. Or 4:05 Mountain Time tomorrow. Over under.
So if I take the over, that means it's later than that.
Yes.
I'm going to take the over.
I'll take the... Ooh, really?
Yep.
I'm going to take the under.
Okay, fair enough. All right. RJ Barrett versus Zion Williamson tonight. New York Knicks versus the New Orleans Pelicans in the NBA Summer League. Who scores more points?
Zion.
I'm going to say RJ Barrett. I don't know. Just got a hunch. I think that his team, well, they're going to have a lot of young players that need touches. But I think RJ Barrett is going to want to say, hey, this isn't a foreordained thing where Zion's going to be the Rookie of the Year. I'm going to make a run at it. Okay, they're talking about soccer. FIFA Women's World Cup, CONCACAF, both taking place on Sunday. Who wins? The men, the women, or both?
Who does the men play?
Mexico.
Women.
I'm going to say both.
You know, I'm changing my answer to both.
You can't. You already said women.
No, it's not solidified. It's not official until you post it on social media So I'm changing my answer to both.
Okay, you're going with both. All right, my last one. Who leads the National League Central by Sunday night?
Oh, my. The Cubs. I dare you to say the Cardinals. I double dog dare you to say St. Louis. Do it.
Right now, the Cubs and the Brewers are tied with St. Louis a game and a half behind. It is the only division that's interesting in baseball right now.
I dare you to say someone else beside the Cubs.
Every other division, you have like a 5 or 6 or 7 or 14 game lead.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee is at Pittsburgh this weekend. The Cubs are playing crosstown rivals, the White Sox. I'm gonna say Milwaukee. Only because you picked the Cubs, dang you.
Well, then what do you think I was going to pick? I'm not stupid. Go.
Dallas Keuchel, as a recap, Dallas Keuchel, 7.5 strikeouts on Sunday. I took the under, you took the over.
I'll lose that one.
The Netherlands will score 1.5 goals on Sunday. We both took the under. Kawhi will make his decision official by 4:05 p.m. Saturday Mountain Time. I went over, you went under. Who will score the more points tonight between RJ Barrett and Zion Williamson? I said RJ, you said Zion. And in soccer, we both predicted that both men and women will win. And by Sunday night, I predicted the Milwaukee will lead the National League Central.
Oh,
and
man.
You predicted the Cubs.
We need to make that cut on that.
I think I taste throw up in my mouth. All right, one last step aside with some final thoughts on the other side. Full Court Press.
Talking the sports you care about. The Full Court Press on Sports Talk Radio, 106.9 FM, 1390 AM. The Fan.
Eric Frandsen, Ajay Salvesen. The NBA Summer League gets underway this week in Las Vegas. You got Wimbledon that's going on. You got the World Cup at CONCACAF this weekend. Major League Baseball finishing off the first half of the season before the All-Star break. It's a fun weekend. Enjoy it. And get out and enjoy the outdoors, man. It's beautiful weather right now. Enjoy the weekend. We'll see you back on Monday. I'll get you ready for what's going on with the All-Star game and starting to see what's going on with the Jazz in the summer as well. And maybe Kawhi Leonard has a decision by then. Have a great weekend, everybody.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. As baseball takes center stage this month, it still has the same questions that have been plaguing the sport for some time now. How do you speed up the game and keep young fans interested? Home runs are way up, but that doesn't feel like the answer. As the world speeds up, baseball can't catch up. It's one of the great charms of the game. It evokes the lazy summer days of our youth. I grew up enjoying the intricacies of the game, the nuances, the strategy and quirky details that make the sport so unique. But it's a different landscape these days. Every day we're bombarded with entertainment options. For kids, esports is now a major force. The All-Star game is coming up, and hopefully it'll be great. A celebration of all the rising young stars, guys like Kristen Yelich and Cody Bellinger, who are bona fide superstars. But as of right now, there are no easy answers for Major League Baseball as it tries to keep up with the rest of the sports world. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise.